Alrighty, welcome back to another video. There is a new summon portal up. Well, actually, technically there's two, as you can see here. Although I am 1 or 2 days late for both of these portals. The Three Kingdom summons are up. There is a new hero in there. But considering that that new hero is also in the new Solstice Summons portal, I guess we shall have a look at it in that portal itself. So, the Solstice Summon is a summon that comes annually since last year. And I think last year what they did was they did introduce two heroes from the Mask God family, which is Jove and Fortuna. Fortuna, not so much of relevancy in the top flight meta defenses, but Jove you can see up to as much as 4 Joves in certain defenses. So one would say that the Solstice Summons did, pan out to be very good in generating revenue for small giant games. Now, the new Solstice Summons features 2 new heroes which are featured as such. One of them is the Phantom of the Opera, and the second one is Odette. So, let's have a look at Phantom of the Opera first. Now, Phantom of the Opera is a 5-star fighter, purple fighter. He is of the Opera family. Now, heroes become stronger when teamed with other unique heroes of the same family. So, bonus for 1 or 2 heroes, you get 5% or 10% attack, defense, or HP. So, very simple but very effective family bonus. He also has a passive heal when status ailment expires or is cleared. This character receives 10% health each time a status ailment expires or is cleansed, removed, or reallocated from them. This effect can activate only once per turn. So, once per turn, if he does have an ailment that goes off of him, like if it expires, he gains 10% health, or if you cleanse it out of him, he gains 10% health, which really boosts his resiliency and keeps him alive long enough for him to do his special skills. So now his special skill is Ballad of Obsession, so it's an average speed special skill. Deals 405% damage to the target and nearby enemies. Considering his power is 1256, that is quite a lot of damage. The target and nearby enemies dance to Ballad of Obsession for 4 turns. All existing status effects will be removed when this effect is added. So if you hit someone with some status effects that are going on, so some buffs or some ailments, those effects get removed. So now this Ballad of Obsession, you get negative 40% mana generation. You also get negative 40% decrease for any healing received. It gives immunity to new status effects. This effect cannot be dispelled. This effect is removed when the caster dies. So this is something similar to Guardian Gazelle, except this one is hitting the enemy instead. So think of this as you hitting 3 very, very hard with that 405% damage. And once you hit them so hard, if you include the healer inside, the healer is not going to heal anything because they're going to get negative 40% mana generation. And also they won't be healing that much because you're giving them a negative 40% decrease for any healing received. So this is pretty, I would say he stands alone. He's able to stand alone as one of the heroes that can pretty much handle his own weight. It's not something like, it's not, I feel like it's not a hero that you would use just to, put him in a 2 or 3 purple stack where you're basically trying to kill them with, like, for example, you use double costume Domitia first and then you use Phantom of the Opera. That one you would leave it to heroes like Aramis or Hurricane. I think the best one you can use for this guy is in the flex slot. If, like, for example, in Rush Wars, this guy alone can lock down 3 heroes for the time being. And I think that is where you'll see him used probably the most. As always with current meta defenses right now, the regular wars tend to be very fast, such that heroes like Phantom of the Opera, you might not want to use him for his ballad, more often that you will use him for his high damage to tree. So in which case then you will use something like Double Costume Domitia together with him if you don't have Hurricane or Aramis. So what do I think of this guy? Seems pretty decent. Like, he's pretty hard to get, but once you get him, I think he'll be pretty fun to play with, especially in Rush Wars. Even you can see some usage as well in regular wars. Maybe once Ludwig's Alphaton expires, you can kind of lock down one side with his special skill, and then you can concentrate on the opposing side. So pretty decent. I'm guessing it'll be fun to play with as well. So now let's look at the other featured one, Odette. So Odette is a 5-star paladin is a blue hero. So same family bonus, same passive. Dance of the Swan is the special skill at average speed. So I think in the beta it was actually fast speed. So maybe they decided fast speed was too strong. The caster regenerates 609 HP over 3 turns, so she heals herself. The caster gets plus 45% chance to dodge special skills that deal damage for 3 turns. Now, one thing you want to note here is that it is a chance to dodge special skills that deal damage. So anything that doesn't deal damage, even if the line of text says whatever line of text happens on a special skill that happens before he deals damage will take effect on this hero, and it will not have a chance to get to dodge it. So what am I thinking of? For example, if you look at, if there's any hero that gives, let's say, okay, one good one will be not really relevant, but one good one will be, for example, Silvaria, the hero of the month from last year, where she gives defense down first before the damage applies. So if you use Silvaria and target Odette, she is going to get the defense down, but she will have that 45% chance to dodge the damage that comes after. So that is one very good example that I can use for this particular case, which I think is still okay. This is very similar to Costume Freya, excuse me, and not similar to Costume Cadillac or Hanitra, where they are dodging special skills altogether. So I think that is something that it will be worth bearing in mind, because then, you know, some who do not read this will be like wondering, hey, how come I get hit with like some of these special skills even though there is a chance to dodge it, and you can see it being dodged. So it will dodge the damage portion. It will not dodge the ailment portion if it's coming before the damage is being dealt. So one good example, as I mentioned just now, was Silvaria. Cast Dance of the Swan to all allies, but the caster for 3 turns. All existing status effects will be removed and this effect is added. You all know how this is. This is the Guardian Gazelle ability. Now, Dance of the Swan. Plus 45% chance to dodge attacks and special skills. Now, note that this is different than her one. So her one, she only dodged special skills that deal damage. This one, 45% chance to dodge attacks and special skills. So it's complete special skill dodging chance and the ability to dodge tile damage if she's on defense, if her Dance of the Swan is on defense, or the ability to dodge slash attacks if you're using this on offense. 50% chance to deal 360% damage to a random enemy after any subsequent allied special skill is cast. This is reminiscent of Hippo, except this is a 50% chance. So there are times where it doesn't activate, but 360% damage is quite a lot. I think if you inherit the damage portion from the attack stat of, let's say, for example, one of your allies that has a much higher attack stat, it will deal much more. Gives immunity to new status effects. This effect cannot be dispelled. The effect is removed when the caster dies. So I feel this is a much more boosted Guardian Gazelle in terms of utility. So you're not so much... Guardian Gazelle, what it does is it gives a huge boost in attack. And then you can't get hit with status effects, which is the same here. but you increase the offense capacity by a lot. This one, you're increasing the resiliency by a lot, and at the same time, you also give a chance to lash back every time you cast a special skill. So your special skills will not be augmented with stronger hits, but you get an additional hit, a 50% chance to deal 360% damage. So I think this is still a pretty decent utility hero. I only wish that it would have maintained that fast speed, and then kind of like have a little bit of lowered stats somewhere in the numbers of the Dance of the Swan. But I guess with average, it kind of balances the hero out a little bit. Otherwise, it'll be a bit too broken. But all in all, I can see this is as a very fun hero and a very interesting one to use. Over something like, for example, if you don't have Krampus, or you don't have, or you need something to kind of help out the team. Like I can think of her being like a pseudo hippo as well, if you don't have hippo. So this will be very interesting as well. So that is the two featured heroes in this Solstice Summon. And apart from that, all heroes here are included from all the different events that are in. So you can see like War of the Three Kingdoms is here, Hero of the Months are here. You can also get the recent Beach Party heroes as well. Season 4, Luna heroes, Jungle Hunter heroes. There was also this one from the recent Untold Tales. So we're going to look at the newest War of the Three Kingdom hero. Let me see if I can just find it here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to find it. Also note that none of these heroes will have their costume, so if you want to draw them with the costume, you're going to have to go to the relevant portal to do so. Otherwise, you're just going to get the non-costume version of this, and that can be annoying sometimes. So let me just see if I can find it. Also, wow, Willow's in here. Water Pipe. Basically, the new War of the Three Kingdom is a hero that I don't believe I've seen in the lore of the War of the Three Kingdoms. They're starting to include some weird ones, definitely. Where is it? Come on. And I'm actually there we go. So Nine-Headed Beast is the new War of the Three Kingdom hero that is released. So let's have a look at him. Nine-Headed Beast, he is a blue 5-star druid. He does have the Journey family bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes, 50, 75, or 100% chance to increase the duration of each status effect that is cast by this hero by 1, 2, or 3 turns. And then you get a morale boost if you use him in defense or offense during the War of the Three Kingdoms war event. He does have other passives as well. Health recovery on buff received has a 50% chance to recover 10% health when they receive a buff or a positive stack. So if you get a stack, for example, from one of the Untold Tales heroes, you get a 50% chance to heal 10% health, which is pretty good. And also he gives himself a buff, so if he gives himself his buff, there's a 50% chance he heals 10%. And note that this does not just happen once per turn, this can happen multiple times as long as you stack the buffs. He also has a 50% chance to gain 10% mana when they receive a buff or positive stack. That's going to come into play a lot, especially when you look at his special skill, Wrath of the Nine Beaks. He is slow. Deals 150% damage to 9 random enemies. The duration of buffs is reset for all allies. The duration of status ailments is reset for all enemies. All allies get plus 40% attack for 4 turns. All enemies get negative 40% attack for 4 turns. In the beta, this was much higher, but I guess they needed to balance it out a bit. So, what do I think of this? First of all, note that this mana speed might be very deceptive, because as long as you're able to give him a buff, his mana, he gets, that 50% chance to get 10% mana. That actually works out because, let's see, he needs 34% for him to go to 9 tiles. I think the best you can probably bring him to is 10 tiles because he doesn't have a costume. So, in essence, I think if you get a buff, if you get 3 buffs and they proc 3 times, I think he gets to go off in 8 tiles. Yeah. So if you have like a Mewin Knee, for example, who gives 2 buffs, that's 2 buffs already. His own, if you have, his, at the start of each battle, this hero regenerates 420 health. If this procs his passive, that's 3 buffs, and I think he will be able to go off in 8 tiles, 8 or 9 tiles, which is pretty awesome because that's average speed, that's not slow. And his special skill, 150% damage to 9 random enemies. It doesn't matter that the damage, whoever the damage hits, all enemies are still going to get negative 40% attack for 4 turns. That's really strong. Added to the fact that he's a journey hero as well, he gets to increase that duration. Wow, that's really insane. Some say that he is also able to replace Pengi in Mythic Titans as well, because this 150% damage is fixed. Pengi's does reduce damage per minion, that is so he deals like a very hard hit for, I think it's like 400% damage on the initial attack, and then it reduces with every subsequent attack based on the number of minions that are on your team. So I think this might be a genuine good replacement for Pengi on Mythic Titans. And in fact, you can even use one of him, one of Nine-Headed Beast and one Pengi as well. So I think that works out as well. So pretty awesome hero. Not sure how well he will function in regular wars, but for Rush, I can see this being quite strong, especially when the meta is shifting towards non-Alphrax and heroes that basically deal a lot of damage on defense. So I can see this being a powerhouse as well. So what do we have? We do have 3,000 gems, so I thought I could just do a 10 pull before I commit to a bit more pulls here. One thing to note, they do have this thing here which is 50% better chance to get legendary hero. That is only applying to that, I think. I don't know whether that 3.6% for legendary hero, whether that's already given that 50% treatment. I'm hoping it's not. And if you are thinking of getting the legendary hero, please remember it's a 50% increase from 0.2%. So that's 0.3% chance to get one of the featured heroes. So what's my advice on this? I won't use this portal to try and take somebody, to try and chase for someone you want. There's just too many 5 stars in here for you to get what you exactly want. That is just better for you to just, let me just do a 10 pull and see if I can get a 5 star that I've not gotten before. This is a chance to do it because I don't think there is a season 1 hero in here. I think it's only whichever heroes are in the events portal, and also the seasonal portals. So the worst that you can get is probably one of the hero of the months that the older hero of the months that people might not need. Okay, I'm just gonna start from here. Yeah, so you're not gonna get any season 1s. Instead, you're gonna get a lot of the seasonal. It's something like the challenge festival, except it's a little bit more. So remember, the pool is very diluted, so don't chase for something that you want. Like for example, if you're planning to use this just to chase for a Jove, which he is featured in this portal, I wouldn't be doing that. Like I would say, okay, you know what, I might want to get a new 5 star from here, then I can just spend my gems. If I want to say, for example, I want to get, I'm hoping to draw a wrist from this Solstice Summons, yeah, you best wait for that because that's not really gonna happen. So anyways, we have 3,000 gems, so I thought I'll just do 110 pull first. I will record if I am planning to do any more pulls on this event. I have not decided yet if I were to do more, but let's just see if we can get anything from 10 pulls. Obviously, I know the odds are pretty against me now. I'm not intending to say that, my 10 pulls must necessarily have a 5 star. That's not how this game works. But if I do more pulls, I will be sure to record it and to upload it on my channel as well. So keep an eye out for that if I decide to do more pulls. So anyways, without further ado, 10 pulls coming right up. Gonna do it slow, see what we can get. Chochin. Ribbit. I'll be happy if I can get a Shark Eye out of this. I haven't got Haven Guai, so that's good. Yeah, I haven't gotten him yet. So that's a new 4 star there, right off the bat. And now we get all the crap. Volutas sucks. General Yin is awesome, but I've not leveled him yet. And that's about it. Sabog. Yep. So only one new 4-star, which, hey, it's a new 4-star. I don't know why I've not pulled him before. So, but anyways, if I intend to do more pulls, that will most likely happen maybe towards the end of the end of the portal. I will make sure to record it and to post it up if I ever get something. Or you know what, I'm just going to post it up for fun. But anyways, as I mentioned before, I would not suggest you guys to do pulls just to chase someone. I think it's better to just do the pulls and just be happy if you get a new 5-star that is not in your roster. And with that, hope you guys get good luck in your portals. I'll see you guys in the next video. GG.